Hi there, folks. Welcome back to Ask an Action Coach. I am Joseph Muenich with Action Coach of Wisconsin, and I am here with Jackie Zach. She is a certified business and executive coach with Action Coach of Wisconsin. And we are out here to answer your questions. Last week, we put up our first episode, and we had a couple of business owners respond with their questions. And this week, we're going to address them. But first of all, hi, Jackie. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I am making it through, staying positive as much as possible.
Excellent. Yeah, the warm weather yesterday really helped that, and the beautiful sunshine. So I'm looking forward to getting outside again today and enjoying the sunshine again today. So I'm very excited.
Fabulous. Well, let's jump right in. Our first question is Gary from Madison asks, Jackie, how does one rethink changing direction? The former line of work may not be as marketable in coming months as before. There may be things we might be able to do related to the changes resulting from social distancing, but how best to rethink and re-examine our potential?
Gary, that's an excellent question, and thank you for sending that in. The very first thing I would recommend is really think about what is it that makes your company great and you and your staff great right now. What are some of those things? What are your superpowers? And start with those and figure out, okay, with these superpowers, what can I do differently, do with other people, translate into something else, and really use those to the greater good. So for example, if you are creative, how can you be creative and pivot to be creative in a space that maybe is booming? So if you think about all the businesses that are booming right now, we have healthcare, we have liquor stores, right? We have other things that are the other industries that are booming. How can you channel some of that creativity into helping those people? And a great example of that is for example, somebody who brews liquor or brews beer, what they're doing instead of doing those things, what they're doing instead is pivoting and making hand sanitizer because they have alcohol and they have the brewing process, so they're able to pivot that way. I have another client who is a doctor, and she does office visits and things like that. And one of the ways she's pivoting is she is trying to become a COVID-19 test center. So she has a specialty, and her specialty is one thing, but she has the things you can do to be a test center. She has the knowledge because she's a doctor. So she was able to pivot and use her great skills in those areas to do something different, at least temporarily. I know, Joseph, you had a couple of ideas as well.
Yeah, thank you. Especially when you talk about making a list of the things that you're great at. Sometimes we suggest that people ask your customers what you do best and what your superpowers are, because they'll tell you things that you wouldn't think of yourself. And also, I think it's important to get just with other people in general. So find a way to have a conversation with somebody else, maybe on the telephone or via text or even via a Zoom meeting. Find opportunities to talk with other business owners and find out how they're pivoting, because I think, again, ideas create more ideas. And the more you hear what someone else is doing, the more likely you're going to come up with something new and creative.
Right, and excellent. And I think the overall arching theme here is to take some action, to do
Absolutely.
something. Don't, it's, we like to say around Action Coach, we're called Action Coach, not Think About It Coach. So just start taking some action today on ways that you can pivot, at least temporarily, because you might find that there are other revenue streams for you and your business. So that's one of the things other business owners are discovering right now, is all of a sudden the things they wanted to do or were pipe dreams, all of a sudden, because of what's happening, they're able to change and do that thing. So I would say take action is the first step.
Awesome. Our next question comes from Heidi in Kenosha, and she asks, a main source of referrals for my business comes from going into businesses during their normal day and their normal hours, talking with the general public. But with a lot of businesses being closed temporarily, do you have any suggestions or ideas on how to continue this activity with the safer at home order in place?
Excellent question, Heidi. I think that is a question that is on a lot of people's minds. So the very first thing that you can do is, what can you send somebody? I mean, remember back when you were a kid and you'd get a card in the mail or you get something in the mail, and how exciting it was to get the snail mail. I remember that. And so how many other people who are stuck at home would love to get something in the mail? One of our colleagues, one of the other coaches in our office, has one of the things he's doing is he's sending little packets of coffee to people and then following it up with, would you like to have a coffee date? Or not a coffee date, a coffee meeting. And then that way it's a way to reconnect. A couple of other ideas might be, Zoom is a great thing, or Teams, if you are with Microsoft, things like that. You can create your own coffee meetings. You can create your own happy hours. You could also, the other big thing is going back to your customers and asking for referrals, checking in with them, first of all, and saying, hey, how are you doing? Because every one of us needs somebody to check on us, right? And say, how you doing? And secondly, while you're there, is there anybody else that they might know that needs somebody to check in on them and would like a phone call? So those are a couple of ways to do that. Reach out to people you haven't talked to in a really long time, or even acquaintances, because a lot of people just want to talk to somebody or want to connect with someone via Zoom. It's amazing how many new friends you can make, new business opportunities there are just by connecting.
I agree. I have seen new networking opportunities popping up at the different chambers that we belong to, and I've met a lot of people that I wouldn't have met otherwise, and I'm really enjoying those kinds of things, honestly. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Jackie. If you have an opportunity and you're creating your own networking opportunity, go ahead and invite Jackie and me. If we're available, we might just join you. If you have a question that you'd like to ask an action coach, you can go ahead and put that in the comment section below our video today. Jackie is available for a few pro bono sessions for people that would like to talk deeper and more in depth about their business with an action coach. If you are one of those folks and you'd like to request a pro bono coaching session, you can do that in the comment section below, or you can click on me and send me a private message, and we'd be happy to set that up for you. We may ask you to do a little bit of homework just so that we're well prepared for that kind of session, but that's what we're here for. Please continue asking your questions. Jackie, thank you so much for this great opportunity to connect today.
Thank you. It was great. Keep the questions coming.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.